my darlings, hope you're all doing well. Blessed Lily here. And in this reading, we're going to be talking about relocation. This is a timeless reading. Whenever it finds you, that's the exact right time for you to hear the message within this reading. So I'm going to be taking a look at whether relocation is on the cards. If you already know that you're relocating, I'm going to be taking a look at the energies of this particular place. Maybe some of you're kind of stuck in between places, thinking where it is that you need to go. Anything that's going to be willing to come through in this reading is going to come to you at the right time. 3 options for today's reading. This is option number 1 with the green aventurine. Option number 2, this amazing sparkly rainbow pyrite. And option number 3 with this also quite sparkly amethyst. See which one you're most drawn to. Don't overthink it. It could be that you guys want to try one crystal for one place, another crystal for another place. Use your intuition. Let's go ahead and begin. My lovely option number 1, and welcome to your reading, guys. Let's go ahead and dive right into your reading. So even before I pick the cards up, this little crystal, I always call it the sea in the pocket, right? So there's this energy where a lot of you, my darlings, you're very drawn to the sea, the ocean, the things, the views that will soothe the soul. And for a lot of you, it has a lot to do with water. But anyways, let me go ahead and begin what the cards have to say about relocation, about whether you need to relocate, whether you're meant to relocate. Anything that comes through for you, my darlings, option number 1. And then I'll pull at that thread and we'll see where it takes us. So let me say this, honestly, this is quite interesting. This is so interesting. Like how all of these cards turned out for you. So right now for you, my lovely option number 1, you're in a place where the energy is being taken away from you. Literally, it's either that you are in a place where there's conflict in this particular moment. It's either you're in a place where something is ending, something isn't working out. But either way, like you're being drained. The energy is being drained over here. And again, you're being very drawn to the water. Very drawn to the water. It feels like you're exhausted. Honestly, option number 1, I'm reading for you. And I'm starting to get this energy, of like being suppressed and being exhausted and just tired of fighting. For a lot of you, you might find yourself in a place that's disconnected. I keep hearing like disconnected. Yeah, there's lots of conflict that's happening over here, that could be happening. It could just be not necessarily like in a country or the city where you are, there's conflict, but maybe you had to run away from a conflict, or you just constantly find yourself surrounded by people who just have this negative energy. And it seems like it's so difficult for you to get out of there, to get out of this energy. And let me say this, you, my lovely option number 1, you're somebody who's meant to experience something very magical in your life, something very different in your life compared to your friends, to your family. You see, you always, maybe not always, but for a very long time, it kind of feels like you guys felt like you don't belong. And the cards are just confirming that, yeah, you don't really belong where you are in this particular moment. And here, there are loads and loads of things that are happening behind the scenes. You know what? I'm curious. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at what's happening behind the scenes? I'm going to try and decode the message. Let me just grab the deck that I want to grab. Because it feels like you're so close to a significant change in your life. And you're very smart. Some of you, you know, you're very closely connected to tarot. Some of you, you're very logical. So it's like whatever it is that your craft might be, you excel at it. Some of you, you're writers, you're very good when it comes to speaking different languages, so on and so forth. A lot of people use your abilities in order to move forwards, but not you. It's kind of like you've been the supporting actor in your own movie for a very long time. But now things are happening behind the scenes. And you're getting into, this is quite interesting, because you're meant to experience different religions, different spiritual beliefs, different cultures. You see, you've lived lives, and I want to say lives, absolutely, where in one life you had one religion, in another life you had different religion, in the third life you weren't religious at all, you were spiritual, in a different life you were completely logical, you denied the existence of anything that can't be explained by science or logic, or that can't be measured. Yeah, you were Buddhist, you were Christian, you were Muslim, you were loads and loads and loads of things. In one of your lives you were a monk. So in this particular, and honestly guys, I feel for you option number one. It's like you lived quite a few lives, and in this life you're meant to experience something new, but it's almost like they're saying you're coming back to a place that once felt like home to you in one of the lives, in one of the incarnations. Because you see, there's some sort of power that's being waiting to be activated within you. But for now, they're showing me attachments. How interesting. A man attached to a woman attached to a man. It doesn't matter what the gender is. We're talking divine masculine, divine feminine over here. But there's some sort of like attachments to the past. And things are happening behind the scenes over here that, yes, my darlings, you're absolutely meant to move forwards. It could even be that you are stuck somewhere at this particular moment because you had to make a quick decision, make a rush decision about moving, about having to go away. But I don't really see you happy. I see you drained. I see you guys not being able to fulfill yourself. And it's interesting how my clock has literally stopped while I was doing this reading for you. Like I had to time all my options, but yours, it's like the time has stopped. And I feel like this is what you guys have experienced, that the time has stopped, and like there's a cycle that keeps repeating itself over and over and over again. Okay, so let's go ahead. Relocation is definitely on the cards. You're meant to experience something completely different. Let's get more details about how, when this relocation is going to happen, where, and what's going to be going on there. I feel like some of you guys, you have already traveled to quite a few places, and maybe right now you feel like you're energetically not ready for that movement. And maybe you just tend to withdraw and just defend yourself. Too many people, for some reason, are involved in this decision making. I don't know if those are your relatives, or if those are somebody who's in charge of like cities, countries, and things like this. But it's like a lot of people are involved. And it's almost like people don't want you to leave. But deep down, you know that somewhere else, things would go much, much better. So now I really like that, because it kind of feels like now you're going to be given new information about quite possibly new places. So here what I'm seeing is a combination of intuition, logic, and so-called chance that's going to come and give you a new perspective. a new perspective, because here new strategy is being born. You're going to choose between maybe 2 or even more countries, cities, locations, but it's definitely going to be a choice, definitely. So it's not just going to be like, oh, you're going to go there and this is what's going to happen. Even if you have like chosen a particular country, you can still choose the cities or the states or areas or whatnot. But you see here, you're tired of waiting. And what I really like when it comes to your spread, my darlings, is that you're going to be kind of pushed towards the right direction. And as you move along, there are people who are going to help you. But here, especially if you guys are traveling with children, or if you guys are traveling with pets, or traveling where somebody else has to be taking into account, here I'm seeing that you guys are going to be able to compromise. For a lot of you, it's quite interesting. Love, your love life, your relationships, when we're talking about romantic relationships, are going to have a great influence on where you go and who you go with. Because for a lot of you, my darlings, what I'm seeing is you finding love. And I just want to get like this clear. Is it you finding love and then moving, or is it you moving and then finding love? Let me see what comes through. Because let me say this, you guys are definitely meant to experience quite a few places. You're being called to a particular place, but for now, it could be that this calling is only heard by your heart rather than your mind. Your mind might be focusing on things such as where you can go, what's the best for your career, you know, like all this logical stuff. But your heart might be calling you to a completely different place. And that's why there might be delays and so on and so forth. Okay, so when we're talking about love, do you fall in love where you are right now and then move together? No. No. You take a leap of faith first. You take a leap of faith first, because here they're showing me that your person is at a distance. So you do your research, and like I said, somebody comes through and they give you a new option. Like, you know, if you have a list of options, areas, countries, cities, blah, 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 somebody comes through with a completely different option for you. And here, this is like literally the universe kind of saying, you need to go there. You need to go there. Your happiness lies there. I mean, I'm going to take a look whether it's happiness or not. But you see, it kind of feels like you guys are quite comfortable over here. And you're afraid of losing the stability. Losing the stability that you already got. Because they keep telling me with this one, with you, my lovely option number 1, it's literally leap of faith. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the timing? This is a timeless reading, so if the timing comes through, it comes through. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Yes. Yes, when it comes to decisions. Yes, when it comes to you making the right choice. You will be helped over here. Timing. You're ready. Okay, so let me say this, guys. For a lot of you, I see that you're ready to go right now. Remember that song by John Legend? I'm ready to go right now. This is what I keep hearing in my head. So it's not the years, it's not like months and months and months. You're already ready. So I think it quite largely depends on you. So I know a lot of you are going to be like, Leslie, Tarik's Monas. Yes, it does. So why don't we go ahead and take a look how that's going to come about. It takes money, it takes guts, it takes courage. It takes loads of things. It mistakes, being able to be okay with making mistakes. Mones. See, it's quite interesting because they're saying that they're not saying too much about money. They're saying that this is something that's going to give you stability, but you're very worried. Yeah, I see that you're very worried. So for some reason, they're not even saying that much about money. Why? Why is it not? Let me see. Yeah, okay, because they keep saying that you're not very happy to be making money over here. And once you take that leap of faith, it's almost like they're saying that the money is going to come through from very unexpected places and spaces and so on and so forth. So I can't give you anything specific over here, guys, but let me say this. The universe is going to find a way because it's not very specific to each and every one of you. For some of you, you're going to be able to get a loan which you can then pay off really quickly. For some of you, literally, there are people going to be pitching in, maybe your friends, your family, who can just give you some money for the first time, like for the time being. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys, you are going to travel much faster, especially, you know, if you're waiting for a visa right now, if you're waiting for some sort of decision, it's coming through much faster than you think. All right, let me get a little bit about maybe where you might end up. I know this is a general reading, but I just want to see what the cards are going to say. Colors, climates. Okay, so it's a place where you need to fly to. So it's not somewhere where you can take a train or a bus or a car ride. It feels like it's somewhere quite far away from where you are. And it's very interesting because we're talking about travel, and then this card comes through. Let me read it to you. Because geese, they travel over long distances, don't they? And they just go based on their inner knowing. And this is exactly what I've been telling you, my darlings, throughout the whole reading, that your inner knowing is going to know. And when somebody comes through with this country or city, something within you is just going to click and be like, okay, you know what? I want to see, I want to experience this, and this is what is going to come through. So you are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident and you will achieve your destination. I absolutely love it. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry. You are blessed. You let yourself fly. So here, my darlings, it could be that you're traveling with your friends, finding your love over there. It could be that you're traveling with your partner, and your relationship becomes even stronger, right? But your inner knowing is going to show you. Again, they keep showing you places that are located close to water. So water, mountains, seas, oceans. This is what they're showing me. For you, it's going to be quite important to be in a place where you have access to modern medicine, where it's convenient, where it's a beautiful combination of culture, good way of living, and nature as well. So that's what I see for you, my lovely option number one. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. Claim its magic down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal read, send me a message. Alright, send me an email. The email's in the description box below. And of course, don't forget to check my Patreon page out as well. Alright, my darlings, take care now. Bye. My lovely option number two, and welcome to reading, my darlings. If you were drawn to this super shiny crystal. So let's see what the cards have to say when it comes to your location, relocation, the plans, what the fates have planned for you when it comes to relocating. Anything that comes through. Okay, so I feel that for quite a few of you, my darlings, you were already living in a different country. There's this energy where maybe you experienced quite a few things, and maybe you went through a marriage or a relationship over here. It could be that you had to leave a place that was closely connecting you to somewhere where it felt like home. But something ended, has ended here with the Ten of Swords, and it ended rather painfully. Yeah, so there's this energy where you experienced moving maybe for somebody, and something has gone wrong. Something like there's this energy of disappointment. There's this energy where maybe like in your head you had one picture, and then you moved to that place, you moved to that country, and the reality was completely different. It could be that you guys moved to a place where you used to go to like a holiday for a very long time, but the reality hit you differently. Like the difference between going there on a holiday and actually living there, it was something that you couldn't quite live with. This is coming through very strongly. You know what? You could actually be somebody who travels a lot. Who travels a lot. You could be somebody who enjoys traveling, who enjoys like finding out about new cultures, and yet you're being drawn somewhere. They're telling me that through travel, a lot of things open up within you. And you wish you would be in a place where you could speak more freely. Where you could speak more freely. Some of you might have gone to school somewhere abroad. You lived in the mountains or in a mountainous area. A place where there's like all four seasons. Some of you come from a very cold country. Maybe it gets very cold in the winter there. But a lot of you are questioning, who am I? Who am I? Where do I belong? Where's my place? Where's my place of power? But I see that maybe because of your nationality or because of your current circumstances, it's quite difficult for you maybe to have a wide choice of where to go. I feel like it doesn't matter how old you are, guys, but I'm reading for somebody who has so many things ahead of them. Relocation, family, discovering something that literally lights you up with the King of Wands. There's so many things that are yet to come. And let this be like an inspiration over here, because you, my darlings, you're meant to experience a lot of things. There's still so many things that are coming, and a lot of ups and downs. So maybe for some of you guys, you come from a wealthy family that went bankrupt, or that you had like a financial stability and then everything fell apart, or you're in a country, God forbid, you know, that you had to leave because of what was going on around the world. So I don't want to trigger you, I don't want to traumatize you, but like any further, like push on that trauma. But I feel for a lot of you, it's like you guys, your life has gone from really good to really bad, and then it went from really bad to really good, and then it kind of all went down and up and down and up. Do you see what I'm saying? So you guys are somebody who's meant to experience quite a few things. And I'm not only seeing a relocation over here, I'm seeing so many things that are coming together with this relocation. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, my darlings, it does feel like for you, option number 2, you're going to relocate a couple more times. I want to see why that is. Because your life experience, oh my God, guys, you could write books and books and books, and those books could be turned into movies. It feels like, you know, you're somebody who has this great ability to learn really quickly. to learn really quickly. They keep telling me a new chapter, a new leaf. Okay. And maybe like with each country, you feel like you're starting your life afresh, you're starting your life anew, which has its advantages and of course its disadvantages. But your soul is meant to be free. And maybe you're somebody who really likes this idea of free speech, of expression. Some of you, you're like, oh, blush Lily, I just want to live somewhere where I can have a little garden, right? And just do my own thing. You, my darlings, are somebody who turns pain into power, by the way. Just know that. Pain into power. Right now, you might not have the possibility to go where it is that you want to go. You might have lost a lot of friends along the way, meaning that they stayed in a particular country and you had to go to a different country. I think you guys are over, oh, you're just tired. Tired of having to prove something. But I do see you, my dears, going to a particular place that's very, I would say it's quite urban. They're also showing me like a lot of buildings that are quite modern, where the architecture is very modern. It's just like lines and lines and lines and lines. I don't know if you guys are somebody who works in a hospital or you wanted to work in a hospital at one point or another. Also, you could be somebody who's very good when it comes to communication. But you see, over here, it's like you're still waiting to be discovered. You, my darlings, I keep saying this, you know, it feels like you're living 10 lives in one. And the next place that you're going to go to, it has a lot of glass buildings, high rises, which I know it doesn't feel like a little house with a little garden that you wanted. But let me say this, it could be that you actually end up being incredibly wealthy, right? Because here they're showing me somebody who has a lot of power. And you might find your way when it comes to what it is that you're meant to do, your life purpose, when it comes to a job. Because honestly, guys, you end up being very, very influential. And they keep showing me maybe places like Dubai, places like New York, places like maybe Hong Kong. But the thing is, you see, that's the thing. This is what they're telling me. You're going to go to this particular place. I think it's going to be mostly for your career, to be quite honest with you. Because here, when it comes to emotions, it's a very cutthroat environment that you will end up in. A very cutthroat environment, and maybe this particular place is going to be hot. So again, for some reason I'm getting like things like Middle East, maybe certain countries where it's quite hot. Maybe for some of you, like they're showing me Sydney. It's funny, I wasn't getting a lot of specifics when it comes to option number 1. With you, option number 2, they're telling me specifics. But you see, they're saying that this is not going to be the final place. So you might end up going somewhere just to earn some money. For some of you, maybe Singapore. But your love is somewhere different. Your love is somewhere different. They keep telling me, this is so specific, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So they keep telling me that for you, option number 2, you're going to end up going on some sort of retreat. Maybe it's like a remote place, an island of some sort, where a love story begins. Some sort of love story begins. And why is it important? Because it helps you see your true calling. How very interesting. Helps you see your true calling. And they're saying that you won't be able to stay in that place that you go to next. And it might piss you off, it might upset you, but they keep saying like your love and your happiness lies in a different place. Let me try and see what this different place is. Because there's still a road. There's still a road ahead. How very interesting. Let me try and see what the place for love is. The place for happiness. Because you, my darlings, you're going to have passive income. One way or another, you're going to start generating passive income. I don't see this happening very soon, but I definitely do see this happening. Let me see what's the place for love and happiness. A place that's far away, a place where it snows, a place that has a lot of fog. Place where number 7 is important. A place that has a lot of lakes, nice restaurants. For some of you, it's a place like next to mountains, next to an ocean, where there might be quite a few storms. And it gets cold in the winter. Gets really cold in the winter. Place with beautiful sunsets. And this particular place, for some reason, they're telling me it might have a circle on its flag. Something about round, something about being round. Okay, let me see when you might end up going there. By the way, if for some of you, my darlings, one of your dreams, one of your desires is to see the northern lights, I think it's called the aurora, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to see them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the timing, whether they're going to give me the timing, maybe for the first place. For the first place, you might already be going there. You might already be there. For some of you, you're already there. So if it's resonating like crazy with you right now, you might already be there, yeah. And you're now just listening to this reading, realizing, okay, there's something better. I'm not going to stay here for a very long time, okay. All right, let me see if I can get some sort of timing. So you're recovering financially. The situation is definitely going to be improving over here. And within the next couple of weeks, you're going to be able to communicate clearly and get more information about the next place that you're going to. So things are going to start developing quite fast over here, guys. Trust the process. They're saying in the near future, 3 to 6 months. This is what they're saying. This is a timeless reading, 3 to 6 months. Now then, with my lovely animal spirit oracle, let me try and get more information about your journey, or more information about the place, or anything else that the cards want to tell you. Okay. Messenger Hulk. Okay, so for some of you guys, for whatever reason, the US is coming through. Yeah, if you're already staying in the US, it might be a different state. For some of you, it's Canada. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. That's exactly what I've been telling you. Let yourself descend sorry, ascend to new heights. How the hell can you descend to heights? Ascend, yeah, my bad. I read that wrong. Some of you guys might be very interested in shamanism. Some of you guys might be very interested in astrology. But you know what I'm seeing is that throughout your journeys that there's going to be this shift from maybe wanting to be in a place where there's a lot of lights, where there's a lot of like high-rise buildings, glass buildings, or everything is super modern. I think there's going to be a shift of wanting to be then very close to the nature and maybe still have the convenience. But when it comes to your journey, it's also very important when it comes to community. You're a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. So like I said, you guys are meant to experience abundance, and your abundance is going to grow in, I wouldn't say in just the one place. I think you guys are like the bees. You're flying from one place to another, collecting the honey, collecting the nectar, to finally accumulate all the knowledge and all of the connections in order to come to one particular final place where you're going to stay for quite some time and build a beautiful home there, a beautiful life there. So that's what I see for you, my lovely option number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. Claim its magic down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal reading, send me an email. The email's in the description box below this video. And of course, check my Patreon page out as well. Alright, my darlings, take care now. Bye. My lovely option number 3 with an amethyst. Hi, welcome to your reading, my darlings. Get comfy. Let's go ahead and take a look. Whether relocation is on the cards, or whether it's something that you guys are meant to experience. Gonna be finding out if the answer is yes, where you might end up going, when, what might be helping you, what might be standing in the way, anything and everything that the cards are going to be willing to let you know at this particular moment. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look whether you guys should be packing your bags, or whether, relocation isn't the best idea right now. Talk to me. You guys might be in a place where the healthcare isn't really up to the standard. I don't know why that came through. It feels like there's a lot of stress that's surrounding you at this particular moment. I feel like some of you guys are agitated because it feels like you want to go somewhere. Maybe you don't have a particular place. Maybe you have 2 places, or maybe even 3 places that you're choosing from. I'm not seeing you being too happy, guys. Honestly, you can't find the mentor. You can't find the path. It does feel like you guys are experiencing, I would say, emptiness inside. And it's either that you're overworking yourself at this particular moment, or you're just not feeling too well as I'm doing this reading, because all of the cards, they keep coming through in reverse. Yeah, maybe you just don't feel safe where you are. But for some reason, it's quite interesting. They're telling me that in a place where you are right now, there's some sort of lesson that needs to be learned. And as soon as you've learned this lesson, you're going to be able to move on. So you know me, I like my in-depth readings. Let me try and find out what the lesson is, because maybe, you guys are seeing this reading for a reason. Maybe like, that's the lesson. Okay, I learned it. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Time to move on. Alright, let me go ahead and see if I can find out what the lesson is. Because right now you're kind of suspended. For some of you, maybe you're thinking about moving, but you're not really sure. Should you, shouldn't you? This whole thing. What's the lesson? Very interesting. Lady Luck is on your side. See, this is giving me the vibe of learning how to trust your intuition, to learn how to read the signs, the synchronicities, trust the luck, trust the fates. Maybe you're somebody who is quite logical when it comes to certain things. Let me see what else. I don't know why I keep getting Vegas. Maybe some of you want to go and live in Vegas or somewhere in the state of California. A lot of you guys are connected to tarot. A lot of you guys are connected to self-expression over here. Superstitions are coming through very strongly. Yeah, see, you guys are meant to go somewhere. We got the States, we got Britain, we got Italy, we got, can't remember, I think it's, was it Czech Republic? It's something along the lines, Slovenia, Slovakia. So many different countries that are coming through over here. Are you guys going to have a world tour? So you know what I'm saying over here, guys? That the lesson is your home is where your heart is. But I think you're finding it hard to separate from a particular country, like maybe the country that you were born in. Because here I'm hearing that you guys are going to learn how to gamble. Gamble with, like in a good way, if that makes sense. Going to take a leap of faith, you're going to take a risk. Because right now, even though things aren't very well, you're still in some sort of comfort zone where you are aware of what is happening, right? But if you go to somewhere like completely different, then the story is completely different. For some of you, there's a very strong connection to your relatives, to your parents. It could be that somebody is literally guilt-tripping you into staying with them, into caring for them, into wanting for you to go to where they want to go or where they want to be. Some of you are missing home. Missing home. Maybe missing the simpler times. For you, option number 3, it's like very overwhelming for some reason. I keep getting a lot of overwhelm. Let me see why the overwhelm is there. Like I keep picking it up in your reading. But it's like an overwhelm where you can't really do anything. Anyways, they're telling me that once the lesson is over, and the lesson is to be able to follow your dreams and not to be afraid to detach. It's gonna go deeper. Okay, guys, this is a deep one, right? So I know you guys are deep, so I'm going to dive deep with you. And this has a lot to do with trauma bond. This has a lot to do with breaking free of traditions, hence the Hierophant in reverse when we're talking about reversal of traditions. The lesson where you are your own leader. You might have been looking for somebody to give you the answer, and you might have been relying too heavily on somebody else's opinion. Yeah. Because it's time for you guys to step up over here. It's time for you to grow. So a lot of you, you're afraid to outgrow your parents. You're afraid to outgrow your relatives. You're afraid to outgrow your friends, because it might mean that you might lose the connection with them. And that might be so, but your heart is calling you somewhere else. Because see, there's so much creativity. You see, you're being drawn towards heat. Towards heat. So I'm hearing places that have this really nice climate, places like maybe Spain and Europe. Okay, maybe Australia is a little bit too hot sometimes. Yes, certain states that have to do with, this really mild weather. For some of you, like I said, California, maybe places like in the desert. Some of you are very connected to Egypt. I'm not saying that you guys are going to go live in Egypt, but There's a lot of redness, there's a lot of oranges, there's a lot of fiery energy, excitement, bright colors. Maybe some of you want to go to Rio, or some of you want to go to Chile or Argentina or things like this, because you might end up being there because of the atmosphere, because of the people, because of feeling safe and secure. And this is so very interesting, because even as I'm doing this reading, already the mood starts going, like, you know, my mood starts getting so much better. And I feel like you guys, you might have been feeling that you have been feeling just lethargic. And of course, with the Nine of Swords, where like everything is doom and gloom. But the thing is, like, in the right environment, oh my gosh, guys, who you can become in the right environment. The possibilities are endless. As a matter of fact, let me see. Let me see something. Yeah, protection and feeling of safety is incredibly important for you, my darlings. Incredibly important. But you see, you are like waking up to your power. Like I said, the things and what you could become just as soon as you accept the situation for what it is. See, the thing is, your ancestors want you to be your own person. You're still going to get the support. You're still going to have a particular identity. But you are hungry for more. You're hungry for a new start. You're hungry for more. You're somebody, I want to say you guys are wild, but you haven't been able to experience this wildness of your heart, of your spirit. I want to say that you guys want to run with the wolves and howl at the moon and like bathe in some sort of waterfall, and you want to experience, like, I don't know, the jungle, the tropical jungle, and you want to climb the mountains. You know what I mean? It's like there's so much within you that is waiting to be released. And for a lot of you, you're incredibly creative. And you just need to get your mojo back. You just need to get your inspiration back. I'm almost hearing, like, you know, epic background music for your reading. So now, let us calm down a little bit and find out about the timing as to when this could take place. How very interesting. I was just about to say, I forgot to say how, or forgot to ask how, and I'm going to open this up a little bit more. It feels like you need to go with somebody. You might already know this person. For some of you, you're going to meet this person where you are. I don't see you traveling alone. You're traveling together with somebody, for sure. So first it's a no, and maybe to get into the country, the other person will get the visa, or the other person will have the connections, or the other person is going to be able to provide materially, like for the time being. Here they keep telling me it's better together. So you're going to go with somebody in the near future. How very interesting. Near future, 3 to 6 months from whenever you're watching this. But the thing is, you need to go together with somebody because you guys need to be able to support one another. There are going to be some tough times. There are going to be something that's going to maybe create a little bit of difficulty when it comes to finding work or maintaining work or whatever. But the thing is, you're going to be able to lean on each other. You're going to be able to lean upon one another. And your connection over here deepens and you get to the new stage. Absolutely. So how will the actual relocation take place? Let me see. They keep saying it's not clear just yet. It's a path that hasn't been traveled, or maybe it's the type of visa that is quite new, quite rare. Either way, they're showing me that a lot more research is going to be needed over here. I'm not seeing it's a work visa. It could be like a talent visa. It could be like a digital nomad visa. It could be a teaching visa. It could be for some of you, it could be like things like refugee, investment, startups, things like this. For some of you, it could be a green card lottery. Student visa for some of you, or teaching visa. And they keep saying that you will experience difficulties. But as long as you're together, it doesn't really matter. And that's why they're saying you need to go together with somebody, because you're going to be able to rely upon each other, to lean upon upon one another. And then you can overcome everything quite nicely. And create a beautiful family, and create, like, there's this energy of finding friends, finding like-minded people. Oh, okay. Now then, let's go ahead and see what the gorgeous animal, as a spirit animal oracle, has to say when it comes to your journey, when it comes to location, when it just comes to come back, stay with me. Some of you might end up in South Africa somewhere, hey? Somewhere in Cape Town or Johannesburg. All right, I keep hearing Korea for some of you, Taiwan. All right, let's see what this one has to say. Moose wisdom. Nice. Let your head and mind reach for the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. This is what I was talking about, the ancients, the ancestors helping you. The ancestors speak through you and with you. You know much. Lion and lioness. Gorgeous. Higher calling. You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. I keep hearing that Simba story, guys. Honestly, it's like, remember who you are, Simba. Lion King might be something that you guys are like watched a lot. And again, for some reason, they're showing me like Africa, South Africa, North Africa. This could be somewhere where, you know, your ancestors are from. This could be somewhere where you guys are at this particular moment, or you have been interested in it. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. So a lot about nobility, a lot about ancient wisdom. But again, the countries seem to be very different, guys. This is a general reading. I can't say specifically which one, but for some of you, it could be that you might travel to both where it's hot, to both where it's cold. And again, the Pathfinder, oh my God, guys, with you, it's all about releasing the past. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher, so maybe some of you guys are going to go as teachers and help others find their way. There will be challenges, again, like I said, guys. I mean, the cards are just repeating everything that I've been channeling so far. I love it. But your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. So not only are you guys becoming stronger yourselves, you're becoming stronger with your partner, or you're finding a partner. with whom you're going to become incredibly, incredibly strong. I do see a power couple over here quite possibly being formed over time. So this is absolutely gorgeous as well. All right, my darlings, this is where I'm going to end your reading. I don't know what it is, but I'm so, so happy for you. Option number 3, it's like a story of victory that's coming through here very strongly. So I'm incredibly happy for you, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Claim its magic down in the comments below. If you are, my darlings, are up for a personal reading, send me an email. The email is in the description box below, and of course do check my Patreon page out with over 140 exclusive videos, additional discounts, and much, much more. All right, my darlings, take care of your beautiful selves now. Bye.